Welcome to the Dire Gentleman channel. My name is Gus.
And I'm Henry.
And welcome to our trippy synesthesia world. The world of
Oh,
Razzlekhan, history's most prolific thief and worst rapper.
this is so we've done a few videos about like weird stuff connected to crypto, and our
Mm-hmm.
kind of niche in this world is guys who are not by any means crypto experts.
Basically, wherever crypto intersects with art, we started our little, journey into crypto adjacent, horrible art with the Red Ape family. The Red Ape family does not go nearly as hard as these videos.
No. So Heather Morgan, aka Razzlekhan, the internet's weirdest rapper, her and her husband Ilya Dutch Lichtenstein have been implicated a plot to launder, by latest count, just over $5 billion of Bitcoin that was stolen in the 2016 Bitfinex hack. The trial is ongoing, so we're going to have to throw in a bunch of allegedlys on this. But this is genuinely one of the strangest things I've ever seen, because the internet is obviously, it's not starving for videos about Razzlekhan. I think we are doing something a bit different here by going deeper than anyone else into Razzlekhan's nightmare discography. She is the rapper who, in terms of her like lyrics and music videos, is the least gangster, but in terms of her actual alleged crimes, may be the most gangster rapper of all time.
She has stolen so much money, allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly. And it's Bitcoin, so like even then, the money that she's stolen is like alleged money in a sense.
And the thing is, these two are so weird and so stupid. When we first found out about this, I said to Meg, Heather slash Razzle Khan and Dutch feel like a pair of like Coen brothers characters. To give you an idea, when their like apartment was raided by the FBI, they found a bunch of flip phones in sandwich bags, like Ziploc bags labeled burner phone.
Which is a thing a normal person does, and certainly nobody who's involved in crimes. It's characters in fiction don't even have like, yes, these were the burner phones. As you can see, clearly they've been labeled here the burner phones.
Because that defeats the point of a burner phone. The whole point of a burner phone is it's something that you can like destroy quickly, so it doesn't like lead back to you. It's why they're so often flip phones, because they're cheap and you can just snap them.
But they just didn't burn the phones.
We're going to talk about Heather today because Dutch doesn't seem nearly as interesting.
An accessory to the Versace Bedouin, the motherfucking Crocodile of Wall Street.
Yeah, like maybe he was the heart of the crime, like the financial crimes, but he's only an accessory to the musical crimes.
Which are very steep crimes in their own right.
They truly are. There is a lot to answer for.
Henry and I watched like 5 of these Razzlekhan music videos, and this is less a like commentary and review of Razzlekhan's music and more us attempting to exorcise the horrible bad vibes that seeped into our body through all of our senses as we endured them.
Yeah, no, truly, we are invited to her, quote, trippy synesthesia world because this is genuinely an assault on, like, every sense. I felt like I could smell these videos.
They did not smell good. Oh god. So Versace Bedouin is the one that like everybody.
Yeah, also known as the Crocodile of Wall Street, because that's the most bizarre lyric in it, and part of Razzle kind of running obsession with crocodiles as a species.
Yeah, I don't crocodiles and alligators. It's both of them because in the social distance one, yes, there is a song about social
Yeah,
distancing.
we'll get to it.
There's an alligator on like a sign, so it's like it doesn't really matter whether it's a crocodile or an alligator. It's just those types of animals are the ones that appear in all of her stuff. Another strange idiosyncrasy, in many of these, she's just wearing fanny packs.
Yeah, no, she's wearing fanny packs. The outfit she wears throughout these videos. There was one that I was watching and I was like, oh, holy fuck! It was the vacuum cleaner music video. It sounds like we're ad-libbing this. We're really not. But she's like shirtless and wearing like star-shaped nipple pasties.
It was like, you know, basically like burlesque pasties in this video about how like her friend sucks like a vacuum cleaner and that's why she's dropping them.
Yeah, and another weird idiosyncrasy, and this is something that's going to haunt my dreams. I imagine there's a good chance it's in the thumbnail, but this face that she pulls, the looks as though she's having some kind of like cerebral event.
Girl light, gate boss, gas keep.
The massive gas keep energy of these videos.
More like gas leak energy, honestly.
She did a talk back in the day called "How to Social Engineer Your Way into Anything," and can I read you the description of this talk?
Incredible, yes, please.
Social engineering is the act of manipulating someone into divulging information or taking a particular action. While it often has a negative connotation in cybersecurity, there are many less sinister instances where you can use it to improve your life, from dating and job hunting to journalism, sales, and entrepreneurship. Hear firsthand how Heather R. Morgan social engineered her way into exclusive parties and expensive political fundraisers, infiltrated black markets around the world, and built relationships with celebrities and billionaire CEOs. You'll learn actionable tactics for event crashing, how to cold email even the most reclusive and high-level people and get a response, and what to do to get yourself out of a jam. This again just feels like the classic, like, Mr. Police, I gave you all the clues.
Yeah, it's so funny how she's just saying, like, you can literally lie and cheat your way into anywhere and then steal everything.
Not rap talent, though. That's one thing that you actually kind of have to be good at.
Definitively, she has not been able to social engineer people into thinking that these videos are good.
This is Razzlekhan's website, which I'm sure there are screen caps on the screen right now. This is how she describes herself. Razzlekhan, the infamous Crocodile of Wallstreet, strikes again. More fearless and more shameless than ever before. She's taking on everyone from big software companies to healthcare to finance bros. Razzlekhan is like Genghis Khan, but with more pizzazz. No one knows for sure where this rapper's from. Could be the North African desert, the jungles of Vietnam, or another universe. All that matters is she's here to stick up for misfits and underdogs everywhere. We do know that she's descended from a nomadic tribe, though. Which one? Because she is the whitest woman I have ever seen.
She's the last airbender. We found her.
Yeah. The last earbender.
Oh, she bends your ears into an irreconcilable shape.
Because Raz has synesthesia, her art often resembles something in between an acid trip and a delightful nightmare. Definitely not for the faint of heart or easily offended. Raz likes to push the limits. I'll tell you what, the music does offend me.
Yeah, no, I was incredibly offended by it.
Raz likes to push the limits of what people are comfortable with. Her style has often been described as sexy horror comedy.
No, she's coming for our brand, Henry! Our brand!
What we're most known for outside of YouTube is Less is Borg, our horror comedy podcast. So I feel like, we're somewhat of an authority on horror comedy, and like, this is horrifying, as you've probably seen from the B-roll on the screen, but it's not horror, because of her fondness of combining dark and disturbing concepts with dirty jokes and gestures. Just like her fearless, entrepreneurial spirit and hacker mindset, again, she gave us all the clues. Raz shamelessly explores new frontiers of art, pushing the limits of what's possible. Whether that leads to something wonderful or terrible is unclear. I wouldn't quite say.
Unclear, unknown to many. Who can really say?
The only thing that's certain is it won't be boring or mediocre. As we know from her lyrics in Versace Bedouin, Raz is not just a rapper. She is also a software CEO, a writer, an economist, and a few contradictory other things. Parenthesis, listen to find out who we did. Well, Raz has many rappers that she is inspired by, including South African rap duo D. Antwoord, Tierra Whack, and rapper Mickey Avalon, which is really funny because so many of these people have kind of like awkwardly like milkshake ducked in different ways. She also finds great inspiration of the creative works of Salvador Dali, Diane Arbus, Hunter S. Thompson, Roald Dahl, and Charles Bukowski. I mean, I think the Hunter S. Thompson thing tracks. I'm definitely feeling a combination of fear and loathing right now.
Yeah, it's very true. It's so funny, like hearing all these different influences, and like she embraced the concept of weirdness in her music.
The one genuinely valuable lesson to take from Razzlekhan, other than like delete your cringe before you do the heist of the millennium,
Yeah.
is people like anyone can genuinely like just say anything about like the quality of their work because like for example a lot of what was said there I feel like you could accurately put to a artist that Gus and I really enjoy, Will Wood.
Mm.
A lot of that would accurately describe him, you know, the themes of like social commentary mixed with horror and dark comedy elements and mixing styles and pushing the boundaries. By the way, if you haven't, check out the Normal album, it's great. But literally anyone can say that about themselves. Like, I could write a profile where I'm like, ah, yes, Henry Galley has the visual art skills of Da Vinci, Van Gogh, Renoir, and Michelangelo, even though I can't like paint or sculpt. But there's nothing stopping me from saying that.
Yeah, I mean, and for me personally, you know, one of my greatest influences was Albert Einstein. That's why I'm so much smarter than him.
Yeah. So we started with, as we allude to, Versace Bedouin. What I want to talk about most is like the music video itself and just these like insanely like awkward, uncoordinated like background dances.
Yeah, they're just kind of like following her as their main dance move is just like walking forward. They're doing the Mario. They're swinging their arms from side to side. Come on, everyone, do the Mario.
They're just kind of walking in like a bizarre, like kind of flamboyant fashion.
Yeah, and just the whole time she's doing like, you know, just the moves that I guess are dance moves with the fanny pack, which is just like, why do you need the fanny pack for the music video? You're not storing things there that are going to be needed for this. Is that a fashion statement? It's the one of the worst ones ever.
10 rappers that Eminem was afraid to diss.
She stole all of Eminem's Bitcoin.
She's hiding the Bitcoin in the fanny pack.
If she unzips the fanny pack, a beam of light comes out that turns you into an NFT.
Yeah. She's what was it? Was it Fat Cat?
The Mad Catter, who's one of the fat cats in why do I know so much Super Doge lore? Help.
I personally can't wait to see if she ever like gets out of jail. A Razzlekhan and 2 Chainz collab.
You mentioned earlier the like vacuum cleaner one. There are 2 versions of that. There's one which is just the regular music video with just the lyrics, her sucking up like pistachio shells with a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
And then there's a weird one that has, it looks like George Lucas got to it and just added a bunch of like weird CG creatures.
Yeah, Razzlekhan is trying so hard to be this like kind of weirdcore artist, and like she is just a great example of at a certain point you do need talent or skill.
That song, the point of it is just her like very poorly talking about like a friend or connection she has, and just being like, yeah, you talk about yourself all the time and you're kind of lame and you
Imagine
suck.
being too annoying for Razzlekhan.
Here's the thing, if somebody I was like friends with made something like suck like a vacuum cleaner and showed it to me and said we're not friends anymore, I'd look at that and be like, I'm glad we like I don't think we were ever friends if that was inside of you.
Yeah, for the love of God, don't associate me with this. This is like finding out that like, oh, we just unearthed a book of Al Capone's really cringy poetry.
It's wild too, because like the rap songs, they all attempt kind of like, I think they're trying to go for like some kind of like social commentary, but it's never clear what Razzlekhan's actually talking about in them.
Like a lot of people who don't really have anything to say, that they mainly just sort of campaign against this like this vague idea of like fakes or like normies or whatever. Like,
Yeah, and there's really like nothing else to it. Like that's that weird like California Rolls song where she's just
oh, She speaks Japanese in it.
She speaks Japanese in it, and the whole thing, I guess, was about like white people appropriating Japanese food and not making good sushi.
But she's the whitest woman ever. Like, Heather Morgan might be the whitest
And
name
she's
ever.
speaking Japanese, and the thing is, at the end of the day, this is just a song about like how she's mad that a lot of the California sushi isn't that good, and it's like that's not a real problem. That's not a social ill. Just go to better sushi places or ones that like aren't run by white people if that's your core issue.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. It's like, despite thinking she's a weirdo, and like, don't get me wrong, in many regards, she is a huge weirdo.
Yeah.
In the actual like opinion she holds, she is such a like basic blue check liberal. This whole thing of, in her incredibly painful and tasteless social distance song, despite her telling people like stay indoors and social distance, like so much of the music video is her like pissing about outside. But that aside, like she has this like really painful character in it, also played by her, called Charlene, who is meant to be like a redneck, and she's just like, her main thing of this like Charlene character is like, oh, she is a lot lizard, which is a term for sex workers who provide sex to truckers on trucking lots. And her saying like, oh, if I wear a mask, I can't give blowjobs, and it's all just this really like classist, like slut shamey stuff that's just super gross.
That's the thing. It's always just kind of tasteless, but it doesn't really get at anything. Like all of Razzlekhan's problems are my friend kind of sucks, or I got bad sushi, or I have to quarantine like everyone else.
Yeah, it's peak quote unquote first world problems.
Yeah, and then like the other genre of like Razzlekhan song is like, look at me, I have cool stuff.
It does come back to this real thing of absurdly rich people who are wealthy and comfortable, desperately wanting to seem like a weird outsider when they're about as insider and status quo as they can possibly be.
And yeah, it's also just like a bunch of like hairography, because like the weirdness and like the like eccentricity cannot mask the fact that like Razzle can't write good lyrics or like rhyme them well or perform well at all.
Look, that's a key thing actually, because like obviously I'm not an expert, but I know enough like basic music theory to know one of the key elements of successful rapping is flow, and she doesn't fucking have it.
There are times where like the word choice will just be so like that was not the way to continue that sentence.
Razzlekhan's lyrics feel like falling down an up escalator, just this repeated like getting whacked in the face of like, oh wait, that, because it's just one bizarre creative choice after another. Like, well, I'll put it this way: one of the repeating lyrics in Versace Bedouin, "Came a long way, don't know where I'm going." I have an idea. Razzlekhan.
I think we know where you're going now.
Yeah. Gus and I have put ourselves through some shit. We listened to 5 of these songs. We'll put a link to the 5 songs in the thing if you want to torture yourself. But we need a little bit of music therapy. So if you've made it this far in the video, what I would really love you to do is to go down into the comments and suggest an underrated artist that you love. Maybe like 1 or 2 of their songs or an album that you really like and you wish more people would try. So we get some actual good music up in this, and we
yes,
shed some
please.
light on
My ears
some
will
some
thank
great
you.
artists. Yeah, no, we're begging you. If any genre, any like type of music from any era, if you love them, let us know. Introduce them in the comments, because we'll definitely check them out. Gus and I love music. We're always checking
Exactly,
new stuff out.
and we're eclectic. We're weirdos. We'll take any genre. We're the
Fucking crocodiles of YouTube. But yeah,
I'm dying.
like. Have some fun, geek out, gosh, tell us why you love them, we'll check them out and have a good time, and if you're down there in the comments, be sure to read other people's comments and check out their suggestions, because at the end of the day, we can't just reward bad behavior.
Yeah, it can't just be like, well, this obscure bad rapper with terrible music is now being known about because they committed a huge crime.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's rewarding bad, unremarkable art for like a completely unrelated like criminal action, and it's a bad precedent to set. But then again, Razzlekhan has set all sorts of
She's
bad
the queen
precedents,
of
both
bad
in terms
precedents.
of rap, stealing more money than ever stolen before. I shudder at the day that either in the rap world or in the thievery world that someone will be like, Razzlekhan walked so that this person could run.
This person could run from Razzlekhan.
I think we'll all be running.